What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We got a live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up for y'all right around the corner. The Bulls fall to the Timberwolves tonight. Ant goes off for 49. But the biggest story that broke during the game is that the Bulls and Lonzo Ball have come to terms on a new 2-year contract to keep him here in Chicago. We're breaking it down next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bam! Bam! BAWL Sports. Sitting in the Wills chair, keeping it warm, our guy from the Bigs, the one and only Drew Stevens. Give it up!
Smart. He's good.
Queen of the controls, working harder than ever, the one and only Katie Duffy. What's up, K&A?
Hi, there's so much going on.
There's so much going on.
I said the hi for you. It's all right. I understand you got a lot.
Shout out also to our guy, Easy, hanging out with us.
Easy.
Making one of them trips. He's here from across the pond.
Our
guy, our insider for our Paris trip. The Bulls lost to the Timberwolves tonight, but let's not bury the lead. As the game was happening, Casey Johnson, the first to report it, the Bulls and Lonzo Ball agreeing to re-sign on a 2-year deal. Shortly on the heels of that tweet from Casey Johnson, we got figures, 2 years and $20 million. That came from Shams Charania. Also, shout out to our guy Mark Stein, who in some of his reporting for the Steinline Substack yesterday mentioned that this could be where things were headed and even a likely outcome despite all of the trade talk surrounding Lonzo Ball over the past few weeks. And our guy Darnell Mayberry of The Athletic, shout out to him, adding that other piece of reporting, the detail that the second of this 2-year deal for Lonzo is a team option. Obviously, we will react to this and then talk about the game later, but breaking news, a team option?
Yeah.
I, as a Bulls fan, am not familiar with this term. Can someone explain it to me, please?
I don't know why you're looking at me.
I very much know what a player option is.
I have no clue.
A team option?
Yeah, I've never heard of these
I didn't know they could do that.
That's a thing?
Wow.
I thought you,
Drew, your thoughts, man. What do you think of this?
Help me.
So I was one of the people that was looking at the front office moving on from Lonzo Ball, not pressing their luck in terms of sticking with him and risking injury. We don't know how much time he has left on those knees or on that knee. You know, God willing, he's able to extend his career as long as possible. But if they were only getting, you know, a poo-poo platter in return,
not the poo-poo,
like multiple years salaries, second round picks, then this deal is palatable. I mean, it's a cheap deal.
Yeah.
Like you guys talked about, a team option in second year. I worry about the injury risk, but it's not the end of the world. You know, Lonzo Ball, we've seen what he's done when he's been in uniform for this team this season. 21-22 season, he can be instrumental in the growth of these young guys, make sure that they're developing good habits, especially defensively, and also just for their minds, making sure that they are thinking the game in a different way, in a better way.
Yeah.
So I'm not really mad at it, but I need to know what else, if anything, is going to happen. I think as we all do.
Yeah.
What do you mean, between now and Thursday or just like moving forward in perpetuity? If I were a bet man, between now and tomorrow, I'd be like, AK's like, done. Traded Zach?
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not. Please.
Oh, I'm hoping not.
Yes.
Just saying.
Hey, Julia.
I've seen how this front office operates.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think?
Okay. Feel like I've taken a Purdue pause right there. Yeah. So I honestly feel everything that Drew said. Like, that's kind of how I feel about it. Even the part of I just wanted him to go somewhere else because I'm very concerned about his knee, and I wanted him to have an opportunity to play in in the playoffs, make a deep run, and be with the team that's trying to win a championship, because the Bulls are not there yet. That's not where they're at. It's a great deal, that the Bulls signed for him money-wise. It's a really good deal. Team option, like you said, Matt, that sounds like Spanish to me, because I didn't know that they could do those
Donde
type
está
of
la
things.
biblioteca, Pedro?
Yeah, word. We. Shout out Easy. But yeah, man, like, I love Lonzo. Like, Lonzo's awesome. He'll be great for the team, a team of young guys. Like you said, helping them, along the way, as far as knowing what they're doing on the floor, knowing what they're doing off the floor. Like, he's just a great teammate and a great person, but also a really good point guard and a good basketball player. So from that aspect, I get it. The aspect I don't get is we are a team that is trying to rebuild. And not only rebuild, you have a ton of guards. And I think that's what you mean when you say, I want to see what else you're going to do, because we got a ton of assets here that we still don't know what we're doing with them. So signing people is not what I thought that they should be doing. Getting rid of people is what I thought that they should kind of be on. So I was confused by it. I don't hate it, like, because it's a good deal and all those things, and I get it. But I'm just confused because now you have like 6 guards, man, and you still got to figure out what you're doing with Giddey. And we heard Casey Johnson say they want to keep Trey Jones, and Ayo's here and Kobe's here, and who else am I forgetting? Javon Carter's got a player option. He'll probably get back into that. So that's where I'm confused about it. And I'm hoping that they know what they're doing and they have a plan, and they'll show it to us, just as we go on.
Like we talked about, is this a telltale sign that that front office is only going to tear it down, but so much?
It feels like it. Like I said to you when we were talking earlier, when you get rid of your best player, it feels like you're like, okay, I'm tearing it down to the studs. You've made a decision to say we're going to rebuild. But then when you do something like this, you're like, hold on, wait, I like this house. Like, and that's why I'm just confused about it and what they're trying to do and where they want to go. So yeah, I'm up in the air with that, and hopefully I would like to come down because big dude shouldn't be in the air that long. Like, it's just not how we do.
They do no longer have to worry about protections on that pick. They got the pick back. So hey, you can draft somewhere in the middle and go to the play-in tournament. We can accomplish 2 things.
Yeah.
That thought and concern certainly entered my mind as well with this Lonzo signing, and even some signs before that reporting was saying, hey, the Bulls, Vooch is preparing to stay, and the Bulls don't like the offers they're getting for Lonzo. But shout out to our guy Trick Daddy Dex in the comments who said Lonzo can be another coach on the court player like Caruso was. And that is one of the reasons why I see plenty of positives with Lonzo staying.
Sure.
If you are actually pivoting towards a rebuild, and maybe you find a partner for Vooch in the offseason, maybe you move off of some of these other pieces and focus even more on the youth. It would be nice to have a veteran who is a high IQ player who will not only be able to be a player/coach, as Dex said in the comments, but also be a fulcrum of competent basketball for the other 4 young players on the court. Mm-hmm. Assuming, knock on wood, Lonzo stays healthy and is out there playing with them. That is a way to increase the odds of some of these young guys getting better.
Yeah.
If they play with a smart player like Lonzo.
Sure.
I see that benefit. And you point out, our guy Goat has been in favor of this idea. We're talking about it for weeks. The possibility that if you sign Lonzo on a deal half as cheap, or half as expensive rather, than the one he's on now, and play him for a while, that becomes a very valuable trade asset for teams looking for a player like Lonzo on that contract. And maybe instead of, as you were saying, Drew, reports of the Bulls might get a couple of second-round picks for Lonzo if they traded him between now and tomorrow at 2. But teams want the Bulls to take long-term salary attached to those second-round picks. Goat's theory, you could be talking about maybe prying a first-round pick away from a team and not taking on bad money if you trade Lonzo on a contract like that a year from now. I also see that logic.
Sure.
For me, it's weighing all of that and all of that potential benefit with the other thing Drew said, which is it's risk and reward. Are we talking about a healthy Lonzo Ball who's a great veteran leader and looking like the player that he has so far this season coming back from these injuries? And again, I'm not trying to put any kind of bad vibe, predicting injuries thing out there. we're all happy that Lonzo is healthy and playing right now.
Without a doubt.
For everything he's been through, it is a borderline miracle. And I don't even really believe in such things. Yeah. But it is.
Except me.
And it could all work out perfectly.
Yeah.
Vet leader, smart player on the court for a season and a half. And then boom, you cash in big when Lonzo's trade value has never been higher.
Sure.
That hypothetical path exists, but everything between now and then has to go right for it to work that way. And that's what scares me.
Yeah, and that's what's very terrifying. I saw someone say, telling me, Trey Jones' contract expires at the end of the year. Yeah, I know that. But the issue is he's here now. So you still have a ton of guards on your team. And why are you keeping Trey Jones if you know his contract is expiring and he's leaving? That, again, makes no sense to me. I don't understand it. Smarter people can explain it to me. Will the God leave? Help a brother out. But yeah, man, no, man, everything you just said is dead on and absolutely right. You can't say these things about Lonzo without being concerned and having concern in your thought about him moving forward as a basketball player. You want the best. I'm praying for the best, and I hope for the best for him personally and professionally. You want the best for Lonzo Ball. He obviously likes being here. I said to Easy while we were talking, maybe he feels like he still kind of owes the Bulls a little bit because of the injury and how it occurred and him just being out for those few years and the Bulls still standing by him and taking care of him and saying, no, we're going to pay you your contract. We're going to still treat you like this. Yes, we want you on the team playing with us. Yes, we want you on the team. We want all this stuff. So maybe he feels a sense of loyalty and a sense of debt to the Bulls. And that's probably why he signed this and wanted to move forward and continue on. Because that's the only reason I see is definitely not for winning, or anything like that. So it just raises so many questions. But the answer I have right now is I'm happy for Lonzo Ball and his career. And seeing him in the Bulls uniform is not a bad thing.
No, not at all. Not at all. But again, it speaks to what is the bigger picture and the plan at hand.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised too in Lonzo's respect to what you just said in terms of him not letting himself go to the market and see what was out there, see what teams could potentially reach out to him. We know from reports that there was a lot of interest in Lonzo Ball. I guess at some point we'll find out maybe what those offers were for him.
Right.
Of course, it didn't tickle the fancy of the front office enough for them to pull the trigger on a deal. And now we still got this log jam at point guard. A lot of things to figure out between now and Thursday at 2 and just moving forward into the offseason.
Yeah.
So a lot of questions still need to be answered for this team. But like you said, happy for Lonzo Ball. Couldn't happen to a better person. And it's a feel-good story for right now.
That's true. For right now, yes. Well said.
It is, great news for Lonzo. And it could work out brilliantly for him and the Bulls, everybody in their own best interest moving forward. We just have to wait and see whether or not that happens. But as far as how it impacts 9:51 p.m. Central Time today and anything that might unfold until 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, we now have our Lonzo answer. There were additional pieces of the puzzle that maybe put into focus whether or not Vooch is going to still be here past the deadline tomorrow. By the way, I just saw this from across my Twitter alerts. Casey Johnson tweeting Nikola Vucevic, quote, "I don't expect much to happen by tomorrow." And that goes along with what Casey reported yesterday, saying, Vooch is preparing to be here past the deadline. Because of that, we could also get to the other major breaking news in the NBA that happened also while the Bulls were playing the Timberwolves and Ant was crushing things. But before we get to that other crazy trade, let's knock out a quick ad break. And while we do so, make Katie happy. Don't make her come after you in the comments. Hit the gall-darn like button.
Yeah.
Do it.
She'll come after you. Hard.
Mm-hmm.
Slow down, Spartacus. It's all right. Matt, with all this stuff going on.
Yeah, sure.
I think you need a drink.
I
think you need a beverage.
I almost always, need a drink.
Frosty Cold.
Especially when I'm stressed out.
But you need to do it because it's smooth and it's easy drinking. So, and that's what you get from Sam Adams American Light Beer. Listen, it's amazing. It's delicious. Matt and I went in like, we heard like, oh, yeah, it's great, yeah. Everybody chooses our light beer. Yeah. Matt and I drink beer. We're like, yeah, it's all the same. Drank one turned to 2, 2 turned to 3, 3 turned into, these are delicious. We want all of these all the time.
That's right.
They are amazing. I promise you, they are absolutely amazing. It says easy drinking right on the can. These, ladies and gentlemen, are facts. Introducing Sam Adams American Light. Clean, crisp, super easy to drink. No gimmicks, no fluff. I don't got to lie to you. Just telling you the truth. It's awesome. Light beer that's made right. You can taste the care in that beer, man. It's awesome. Light beer shouldn't feel like a compromise. It should just be smooth. It should just be tasty, and it should be classic. That's what you're getting with the Sam Adams American Light. Light beer just got better, ladies and gentlemen. Grab some Sam Adams American Light, available now at select Chicago retailers. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Always.
New
sponsor alert. Post game tonight also brought to you by Cornbread Hemp CBD. America's first ever USDA organic CBD company. Cornbread Hemp's mission is to improve your quality of life with the highest quality hemp.
Wink.
Maybe you're looking for a healthier way to relieve aches and pains while getting a better night's sleep. Try Cornbread Hemp's USDA organic CBD gummies. Cornbread offers the first USDA organic CBD gummy in the U.S. of A. Their CBD gummies are the highest quality, full-spectrum gummies on the market.
Facts.
They help with stress relief, better recovery, and improved sleep. They're vegan, they're dairy-free, they're gluten-free with no artificial flavors or preservatives. And again, USDA certified organic. They're also made from flower only, never the whole plant, which some people do when they're making their CBD products.
No.
Flower only.
Mm-hmm.
Cornbread offers free shipping and backs all products with their 30-day Better Life guarantee. Take Cornbread's 2-minute quiz to get custom recommendations tailored to your needs, whether for aches, pains, sleep support, or stress relief.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to give Cornbread a try, they are offering CHGO listeners 30% off your first order. Just visit cornbreadhemp.com/CHGO and use promo code CHGO at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/CHGO, promo code CHGO for 30% off your first order. This is the good life.
Oh,
Cornbread.
Eat your cornbread.
Moving right along. CHGO Bulls post game. Peck, Big Dave. We got our guy Drew Stevens from the Big sitting in the Will's chair. Lonzo Ball re-signing for 2 years. Some other news broke. And let us take that to our sponsor segment for the evening from our fine friends at Prize Picks. It is who's hot and who's not.
Ooh.
Would you classify Jimmy Butler as being who's hot right now? Hot is a good thing because he got out of Miami, which is what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But he had to take a change of heart, not wanting to go to the Warriors to get out of Miami?
Yeah.
Is that hot or not hot for Jimmy? I don't know.
For me, it's warm. For me, it's hot. His agent.
Hey,
it's who's hot. 2 years, $121 million.
Dude.
Is the extension for Jimmy Butler.
What?
Damn.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, sir. I mean, I hope he gets all the big face coffee that he absolutely wants. This is interesting. I wanted this for the chaos. I talked about it openly on this show. I wanted to see Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler on the same squad. I can't wait to look at this. It could really work. Like basketball-wise, when we were talking, I was like, Jimmy's very unselfish basketball player. We all know his resume. When it gets to the playoff, he goes up. You know, he will take some pressure off of Steph as far as shot creators and, as you mentioned, guys who can get to the free throw line. And yeah, 100% correct about that. And he's just a really good basketball player who's healthy because he's been sitting for a while, and then he'll sit some more after the All-Star break. And yeah, he'll come back, and Jim, you're getting him at the right time. It's that playoff push, and they needed to do something because they needed help for Steph Curry in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And this is honestly what it looks like. It could really, 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 really work. or it could really, 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 really fail. I'm going to be excited either kind of way. And honestly, I can't wait to watch it.
Me neither. It's got to be hot. It's got to be hot.
Got to be hot. All right.
Been suspended multiple times from the Heat, so he's had time off. He's been doing this, that, and the third.
That's a fact.
Making petty videos, which I found incredibly funny.
Losing all kinds of dollars.
Losing dollars, but according to reports, once it goes to arbitration, he'll probably get that money back, similar to how Ben Simmons did a year or two ago, whenever that was.
Shout out Players
Legendary fleece.
Jimmy goes from being a Miami Heat, leading that team to 2 finals appearances. Now he goes to Golden State, Western Conference. He doesn't have to be the 1A guy,
correct?
At least not on an every night basis. He has help. He doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting. He gets to help that team try to make some sort of a playoff push. He gets to play with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. Gets to play for Steve Kerr, who he's had some experience with the Olympic teams, I believe, in the past. So, yeah, he's definitely hot. I don't think there's any question about that. Not to mention the money you said with the extension that he got. So, man, he's definitely hot. I've seen a lot of tweets about he's living the American dream. he got a 6-week break from work, came back and got a raise.
Texas,
yeah.
I think easy to tell you that's the European dream as well.
Man, I cannot wait to watch the 30 for 30 on Jimmy Butler, man.
Oh man, yeah,
I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be ententertaining.
You mean the one that he will insist on directing himself?
Probably.
Full creative control.
Man,
it is wild. I mean, yeah, I agree with it. I think the biggest winner of who's hot is Jimmy's agent. He's going to get a cut of that. I personally can't. It's weird, the reporting the last week or so. The Warriors, okay, we're going after Jimmy. Yeah, well, Jimmy doesn't want to come here. All right, we're going after KD. All right, well, we can't make it work with the Suns, and KD doesn't want to come here. Right. All right, we're back on Jimmy. Clearly, the 2 years and $60 million annual contract helped, probably grease some wheels. But I don't know. Somebody in the comments just now, I think C. Ruby saying, like, does Jimmy Butler put this Warriors team over the hump that they're currently staring at? I think as of right now, they're clinging to 10th in that very competitive West. Mm-hmm. Do you believe in what Jimmy Butler has left as a player to add to Steph and the other kind of mangled remains of the once glorious Warriors to make a real run at it and spend $120 million to do so? Like, that is wild to me.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
And both fans are sitting here over in the corner being like, you could have had votes for a lot less. Would he have pushed them past, any further than where they'd go with or without Jimmy Butler comparatively? Probably not. Yeah. I'm just like, we did hear reports all week the Warriors were trying to make something big happen.
Yeah.
They did.
They did.
I just don't know if it will end up being worth it for them.
We're going to find out. And that's the fun part is I get to watch and find out. Because if it works, I get great basketball. If it's chaos, I get a great soap opera. Like, either way, I will be entertained.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win in my book, man. You're either going to be The Last Dance or Love is Blind. Like, either way, I will be thoroughly entertained, and I can't wait to watch it, man.
So who are some who's nots in the Jimmy Butler to Warriors trade? And it could be anybody around. Like, I think our friends over at PHNX are pretty upset right now because it sounds like they're just going to stand pat with this team that's, barely hanging on in the West.
Go ahead, Kate.
Dennis Schroeder.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Poor guy gets moved every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Got shipped out to Siberia.
Yeah,
is that official? He's landed in Utah? Or was that
he's going?
There were so many different reports about, just kidding, this player's going over here. No, he's going over here. He's going over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a tough one for Schroeder.
That's a tough one, dog. A very tough one for him. I think Slow-Mo is not going to be with the Heat either. With him, he'll also go elsewhere. So yeah, basically it's Andrew Wiggins, and a pick for the Heat, which I think is really good. Like, I think Wiggins is gonna. I'm excited to watch what he does in Heat culture. I'm excited to watch that. But yeah, it's Dennis Schroeder for me. It's fine, and I agree with Katie 100%. Like, just constantly moved around, man. That dude's jersey closet is out of control, bro. Like, just a rainbow of different jerseys from around the league.
Has he played for the Washington Generals yet?
Soon. Don't count him out. Don't count him out, dog. He could be there. And he's a good player. Like, Dennis Schroeder can hoop. So yeah, man. Like now he's in Utah. We'll see how that goes for him. Even if he stays, like Danny Ainge is known to make these shrewd moves. Also, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Keep them wheels turning. So yeah, for me, I'll take Dennis Schroeder. It's not.
I'll spin it back to the Bulls.
Okay,
Nikola Vucevic.
Spin away, sir.
He was like the secondary option.
Yep.
After Mike Dunleavy Jr. kept going back and forth on who he was going to try to bring in to help Steph and Dre, and now does this preclude him from making a move for Nikola Vucevic and trying to bring more shooting into that organization and that franchise and that team? I think I saw a tweet that they do still have around $17 million of expiring contracts in Kevon Looney and Gary Payton II. I think they're expiring, but is that a move they try to make? Do they double down on the help they want to give that team now, or they say, well, Jimmy might be enough, even though Jimmy's not a shooter.
Right.
His track record is as long as a CVS receipt in terms of like his playoff acumen. Like this is playoff Jimmy, man. I know he gets a lot of crap, but he does deliver in the playoffs more often than not. He does. The last postseason setting, he got hurt, a freak incident. So it's not like he just fell off the face of the earth in postseason play. So, I mean, is that a bet they're willing to make?
And just quick clarification, you were correct there, Drew. Between Looney and GP2, both expiring contracts, collectively just north of $17 million. So,
still,
you can still do it. And look, the other thing that's kind of funny is when you would hear in various reports this talk between Bulls and Warriors about Vooch over the last couple of weeks, every once in a while one of the reporters would throw in and by the way, like from what we're hearing, Vooch would be more than open to a relocation. It was like, basically, I think Vooch was putting out there through his people, tell anyone who will listen, trade me to the Warriors.
Yes, tomorrow.
And I mean, based on what we've come to learn about Vooch since he arrived here from Orlando a few years ago, if it does in fact happen that way, that he is here past tomorrow's deadline and will finish the season with the Bulls, and maybe they will look again to shop him this summer, he's going to be a model citizen about it. Yeah. He's going to go and answer questions at their next shoot-around or whatever next media availability he has and say all the right things about being a vet teammate, a leader, a team player, while also probably having an inner monologue of like,
I was so close.
Look, and that's the thing, like, if you're AK and you decided to make this move to recommit to Lonzo Ball for the reasons we laid out that he probably also sees himself, do you need Vooch here?
No.
If Lonzo's going to be that guy, the vet, the mentor, the one that everybody's looking up to off the court and everybody's listening to on the court and playing through on the court, if it turns out that AK had some deals for Vooch over the last couple of weeks,
man,
that didn't necessarily have you getting that first-round pick you really, really, really wanted, but could have cashed in on a couple of seconds, ideally without taking on bad money attached to them, but just expirings because he is that caliber of a player.
Yeah.
Wasted opportunity / failure.
Failure. That's what it is.
Oh, I found our best who's not. Who's hot, who's not?
There it is.
If Vooch is still here at 3 p.m. tomorrow, AK, you are not hot.
Actually, I think, Matt, you are going to be hot if that happens.
I will be hot.
Oh,
heated.
In the hat-throwing kind of way.
Yeah.
In the white-hot rage way.
We'll melt through the camera.
No.
Oh,
no.
Can't wait to see it. Again! Another, what are you doing to this man?
Yeah.
Again!
And guess what? We get to hear from AK tomorrow.
Yay!
One of the 3 times a year that the head of basketball ops of this team comes and talks to the media, therefore the public.
Drew is like, what am I on right now?
Can't wait to hear what he has to say at 3 p.m. Central Time tomorrow.
Oh, man.
It's not impossible that he swings another deal between now and then.
It's not.
But my faith is waning.
Man, it's minimal right now. It's not impossible that something can be pulled off and should be pulled off for this Bulls team. But I haven't seen him pull off that deal where I'm just like, hey, like, man, that was really good. I've seen the contracts and been like, yeah, that's really good.
The Lonzo contract, another sign of that. But trade-wise,
bro, like, especially when you don't really do it during the deadline. And then when I see you do it, like, everybody's like, wait, what? Like it was an afterthought in the Zach LaVine trade what they got back. More people talked about the picks that Sacramento got, and more people talked about what San Antonio got. You had to go to page 2 to find out what was coming back for the Chicago Bulls because it didn't matter to them. They're like, oh yeah, they got some Dunkin' Donuts and
Was it NBA TV that had the trade like on the ticker?
Yes.
And it said the Bulls got players.
Yes.
And the pick didn't even name the players.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gotta hurt if you're Trey Jones, Zach Collins, or Kevin Huerter.
Some players.
That's too many letters. I can't type that fast. Just say players.
Just say players, guys. All right, we're trying to get out of here. Just say players. All right, got to go home. So yeah, I just want to see him pull off something that makes me say, not bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty good. And trading Vooch would be that for me. Like I don't care about the I only am focused strictly on this rebuild and this absolute tear down to the studs. Like that's where my brain is at. So whatever he gets, yes, the bag of chips, Cool Ranch, I'm cool, bro. Like bring it on. Spicy nacho, I'm not picky. All right, the jalapeno Cheetos, like I'll take all that. Bring it on, man, for real, all of it.
I have spicy nachos in one of my kitchen cabinets right now. Oh. I could ship those ASAP to whichever team will then send them to AK.
You don't even got to pay for shipping.
I'll pay for the shipping. Oh, just get it done. That was Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks. We got to take our second break here. When we come back, yes, there was an actual basketball game that took place tonight. So we can talk about that on the other side. And
basketball is a strong word for what happened.
Anthony Edwards was playing basketball.
Katie throwing hot fire.
Just speaking of who's hot.
But hey, first career start for Matas Buzelis. We can talk about that. Anything else? What's on your mind? Throw us in the comments. Hit that like button. Here's some ads.
Drew's here.
That last segment was Who's Hot, Who's Not by Prize Picks.
Prize Picks.
One of the sponsors of tonight's program. Guys, big game coming up this Sunday.
It is.
Shout out to our CHGO Bears crew down on Radio Row all week, making great content. Talking all kinds. They talked to DJ Moore and Roma Dunze today.
They did.
They talked to Matt Forte early in the week. I think they had Kyle Long, Bears offensive line great on today's show as well. Make sure you're tuning into all of their coverage, getting ready for the big one. And while you're also getting that content ready, get your picks ready.
Mm-hmm.
Get your Prize Picks lineups set and ready to go for the big game. Patrick Mahomes only needs one passing yard for you to win one square of your Prize Picks lineup. Man, there's so many fun talent players in this game. We got Saquon running that ball. Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. Two premier QBs. We got Kelsey. We got Xavier Worthy. All you got to do to have some fun and probably make some money on Prize Picks is just make your selections on those player projections. Are going to be more, going to be less. Receiving yards, rushing yards, passing yards, touchdowns. Get those lineups set. And then watch the game.
Watch it.
Makes the game more fun to watch when you got extra rooting interest. Download that Prize Picks app today. Use promo code CHGO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app, promo code CHGO, make a $5 lineup play, and whether or not that lineup hits or misses, doesn't matter either way, you're getting that automatic $50 in your account. Prize Picks. Run your game.
I actually used that yesterday.
This is true. On some Bulls hoops.
Yes, on some
At the
Bulls
encouragement
hoops.
of our guy, Cody.
Yep. Matas Buzelis, points, rebounds, and assists. He went over. I think I had Bam Adebayo, points, rebounds, and assists. He just missed it. But, I still got the 50.
Well, yeah, it was 15.5 for Matas, right? Points, rebounds,
assists.
Yeah,
and he destroyed that.
He had it at halftime.
Yeah, he destroyed that.
Which is awesome.
Literally like my first time game. Like, it was like that. Katie, what time is it?
Game time hoot.
We're done. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events easier than ever. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Curation makes it easier than ever to find better value for tickets to sports, concerts, comedy, theater, Easy's one-man show, whatever you want to see. They got tickets for you at Game Time. Of course, they got the all-in pricing, Of course, they got that lowest price guarantee. Of course, they got that game time ticket coverage that comes with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. But they got the Matt and Big Dave favorite, y'all. They got the seat views. We get to see where we're sitting. I know Drew loves this too. He taller than all of us. You know he want to sound that way. He's sitting, stretch them legs out. You know what I mean? Where he be cooling out at, man. We want to know where the exits are at. You know, want to know if it's what kind of people going to be sitting next to it. Will it be babies? Will it be tall people? Oh, this looks like a baby section. I'm moving. I'm going up here. But yes, we want to know concession stands, bathrooms, all of that stuff. You can see it all with the seat views, y'all. So take that guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that code CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply. Terms apply.
I said CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Terms apply. Download Game Time today. Because Drew Stevens, what time is it?
Game time. Who?
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Oh my God.
You gotta know it.
That is teach tape, as they say.
Oh, I'm ready to pull a hamstring on the court.
All other CHGO Bulls guests out of the water.
Out of the water. Oh, my God.
Someone around here has seen Bulls tunnel footage from the 90s.
Lots of it.
Lots of it. Yes, sir.
We got 3-time Bulls champ Uncle Will sitting over that chair. Sometimes just be like, "Game time." I'm like, what? but you were there.
You did it.
You were in the huddle
All the time. Your hands were touching mics. You did it all the time. Game time.
Oh, man. I'm so happy Drew was here.
That
Man.
was awesome, man. That was amazing.
Great.
That was amazing.
So, shifting gears to tonight's actual basketball, or not, ask Katie.
Basketball-ish.
First career start in the NBA for one young rook that we all fell deeper in love with last night after his career high 24 points. Did not miss a shot. His first career start tonight. Interesting little bit of reporting here from Casey Johnson on Twitter, talking to Billy after the game. Billy Donovan said a big part of his decision to start Matas was to see how the rook could handle moving past last night's success to prepare for another challenge.
Exactly.
Quote from Billy, "It's a growth opportunity for him." Then you got the Matas reflecting on his own performance, also from Casey Johnson, who highlighted that Donovan mostly praised Buzelis' play, but Buzelis was very critical of his performance. Quote, "We lost, and I didn't provide enough energy."
I love him.
I love this kid. Oh, my God, I love this kid. So we know that Matas was not a fan of his game tonight. What did you guys think? He did. I think I technically do have to riot because I said in pregame 30-plus minutes.
Okay.
He finished just shy.
With like a few seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
He played 29 and change.
No, right away, Matt.
But a riot promises.
A Peck riot promise, ladies and gentlemen.
He ends up with 14 points on 4 of 10. Went 0 of 4 from downtown tonight after hitting all 4 of his threes last night.
Yeah.
But how about 6 of 9 from the free throw line?
Yeah.
Love that aggression.
I do
5
too.
boards, a dime, 2 steals, thrice blocks.
Yeah.
I get it. You didn't hit any of your threes. You missed some free throws. Pretty crazy to be upset with yourself after that in your first career start.
Yes, it is crazy, and that's why I like it. That's why I like it so much, is that he is that kind of crazy and insane. In the pregame, this is exactly the stat line I said I wanted to see him put up, was this kind of game. 5 rebounds, double-digit points, not foul out, you know what I mean, and do anything like that. Still impressive on the defensive end, getting 3 more blocks, and just looking like he belonged out there on the floor. He took everything personally. He looked angry the entire game. Like, he just looked upset and frustrated with himself, I'm saying. Matt, that's a great point. The free throws are a great point. Knowing that we now have somebody who can get to the line. That wasn't a huge part of Zach's game. That probably didn't need it because he was shooting like 50-something% and 40 from 3. But that's great that you have a guy that can get to the free throw line and actually convert when he gets there. 6 of 9 for your rookie. I'm with that.
And even with Matas' 9, when I checked late in that game, the Bulls as a team had as many free throw attempts as Anthony Edwards, the individual.
Correct, who I believe had 18, if I'm not mistaken. But he did exactly what I wanted him to do. Like, I thought it would obviously it'd be a step down from your last game. You're not going to hit all your shots. And I thought teams would, look at him a little bit differently. And playing a team like Minnesota, who has that size and length, and guys like McDaniels that he was going up against, just wanted to see how he handled that. And Rudy Gobert, and Naz Reid. I just wanted to see how he handled it. And I thought he handled it very, very well, Drew.
Yeah, man, I'm not mad at all. It's all about experience right now. I wasn't even really too much concerned about what his stat line might look like. Right. He still was 4-6 in the paint. So I'll take that. Tonight he became the first rookie Bulls forward with 5 consecutive games with 10-plus points since
Michael Jordan, Derrick Rose.
Forward.
Oh, forward. Scottie Pippen.
Much sooner. Much more recent.
It can't be Pat.
Patrick Williams. The Patrick Williams.
In what universe of the metaverse did that
rookie Pat was something.
You set us up for that one. That wasn't
And
fair.
he had 6 games, so.
Yeah, 6 games. Yeah.
And tonight, Billy sent him out there for mop-up duty at the end of the game.
Life comes at you fast.
8 points. Yes, it does.
But I do have some breaking news, though, if you've been interested.
You go for it. I saw it, too, but you go for it.
This is from Chris Haynes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The Pelicans are in advanced discussions to trade for Brandon Ingram, sending them to the Toronto Raptors.
Ooh.
So, if I take a look at the reverse standings in Tankathon, Toronto is currently 5th in the Tankathon standings. The Bulls are 8th as of right now. I'm not sure if that's updated, like 5.5 games back of Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ingram is hurt right now.
I think
he hasn't
be
been
hurt for the rest of the season.
He hasn't been cleared for contact drills yet, so we'll see what happens with that. But just something to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Something that could work in the Bulls' favor.
If they decide they want to make a last gasp run at the play-in tournament, and all of my blessings to you, Raptors.
Oh, man, look.
They've been playing pretty well. All things considered.
They have.
It is. And they always play the Bulls tough anytime just because of the length and size.
Bulls beat them fairly recently, right?
They did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They want payback. You guys should get payback.
That's a strange move for me to understand from the Raptors' perspective right now.
I think your point was, like you just said, he might not even be playing for the rest of the year. So they might just say, cool, come to us, sit out, keep sitting out doing your thing. We'll reconvene in the offseason and, get ready to go for the next season. So, and I mean, the Raptors is the only team where everybody has to actually look like the actual logo because everybody's a Raptor on that team, dog. Everybody's tall and long
lanky.
and just lanky and just running.
Arms everywhere.
Just all over the place, man.
You gotta, wonder if the Raptors are making this deal because they very much want Brandon Ingram and to re-sign him this offseason. But, so he's making $36 million this year, but he's in year 5 of his 5-year deal. He's about to be an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
So you got to wonder if there's some back channel communications between Ingram's camp and the Raptors to be like, hey, if we make this move, will you re-up with us?
Right. Has to be.
Kind of a weird fit, man. I don't know about that fit between him and Scotty Barnes. I know Scotty Barnes like a point forward, but both of those guys I feel like need the ball.
Yes.
B.I. more. He's not really a 3-point shooter.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, it would give me a little bit of peace of mind if he does sign here with them or get traded to the Raptors and sign long term, because a fear of mine is the Bulls front office using one of those assets that they got in the trade for Zach LaVine to get their assets back on Brandon Ingram. And that would, I don't think, be the right play, if I can put it as nicely as possible.
It's very nicely how you put it. Not how we would, but very nicely. very nicely.
We'll let Drew handle that hypothetical. My version would be meaner. Very fascinating.
Man. Crazy.
And again, like when all of these things, Chris Haynes report now, Brandon Ingram, it was the Raptors and one other team, like that are like neck and neck, whatever. Oh, Atlanta, right? Was
Atlanta.
The other team. That with the Jimmy stuff tonight is like we gotta have this feeling every year as Bulls fans. It's like we're sitting on the side watching other teams make all these moves, hustle and bustle, and like look, they moved Zach.
Yeah,
something that they struggled to do for a long time. They finally accomplished it.
Yeah,
here's a cookie. They decide to keep Lonzo Ball on a very team-friendly deal that even they managed to negotiate a team option on the back end of, which is logical, but for some reason they haven't been able to do with any of their recent negotiations. Here's another cookie.
Yum, yum, yum.
It's just, you wonder about the you wonder about the amount of activity behind the scenes. And if you compare it to other organizations in these crucial days, weeks, hours leading up to that big deadline tomorrow. Because you also had that clip that was going around the other day.
Okay.
About, shout out to our guy Stefano. He posted it. It was, who was it? Kurt Goldsberry? Somebody. Or no, it was Sam Amick talking on somebody's podcast about how other front offices around the league view the Bulls front office.
Yeah.
And if you watch our show, you probably tune into a lot of NBA chatter around Twitter, so you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That was bad.
When I see something like that, when I hear something like that, and I'm sitting here as a Bulls fan tonight saying, so we done? Makes you wonder the amount of work being done. And makes me white hot with rage. But hey, Matas started tonight.
Hey, there it is.
Matas started tonight.
Brings it down.
It's all going to be okay.
It's all right. Tylenol.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah, I feel you on everything you're saying right there. Like, I'm tired of, you don't want the headache of it. A team that, as you said, man, we sit here and we do these shows at the trade deadline, like we'll be doing tomorrow. Please tune on in. We sit and we do these shows, and we would just read all these trades from all these teams, and we're discussing what they're doing. And yet we're like us, just like you said, man, that meme where you got the stick just poking the body, just do something. Do anything. My God. And it gets old, and you get up here, and then we get to yelling. We get angry and pissed off about it. And then they're like, let's run it back and do it again. So tomorrow leads you, and Matt probably feels this way too, just leads you to not have that faith that they'll be accomplishing anything, because we're just basically going off of history now and what we've seen. It leads you to believe that they won't be doing anything and will continue to confuse, not just the fans, but like the NBA world. Because as you said, like those GMs, they don't know what the Bulls are doing. They're at the bottom. Anytime they're bringing up top 5 bottom, they are talking about the Chicago Bulls. And that is a problem, man. Like, listen, I could give a damn what people think about me. I could care less. But I promise you, if everybody is saying I'm the worst or one of the worst, I'm going to have to take that into consideration a little bit. Not just one or two people. Everybody is talking about trash. You're in the top 5 of trash. You got to change some things up a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit here tomorrow and still be dealing with that, but it just feels like we will be.
And The Athletic was the same outlet that reported that some other front offices are kind of irked at AK because of the way negotiations have happened in the past and maybe pulling out of deals or whatever the case was. And it's just, to your point about it being confusing, it is confusing because he came in initially with the plan of using the draft and player development to build what he wanted a championship roster to look like. That switched after a little bit of time of him looking at what he had in front of him trading for Vucevic. Now he seems to covet players with experience. I need to know how he views first-round draft picks. Yeah, the picks he just got back in this deal in which he sent Zach to Sacramento. Yes. Is he viewing it as an opportunity to draft the best players available, who he feels are the best players available, or does he view it as a means to acquire a star? And when I say star, I'm not talking about the A-level stars. I'm talking about the stars that keep the Bulls competitive.
A Brandon Ingram.
A Brandon Ingram.
A lateral star to Zach LaVine's caliber.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's not the way to go. That plan has failed.
Yes.
I don't know if that is his thinking, line of thinking. I need to know why he thinks he can reinvent the wheel in terms of what we've seen with this franchise. The only time we see them be really competitive is when they drafted a Michael Jordan, when they drafted a Derrick Rose. This is not an organization that gets A1 free agents. They just don't come here. That's just the fact of the matter. So him deviating from his initial plan just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the only one.
No.
And Bulls fans deserve to see a better product on the floor, a product that they can believe in, and not just maybe we'll finish 41-41.
Yeah.
Some entertaining games. We'll beat some teams we aren't supposed to beat. We'll lose to some teams we're not supposed to lose to. No, like this team, these fans, they want to see something better, something that they can truly believe in. That's why Matas Buzelis is so, fans are so going crazy about him because he seems to be like a beacon of hope for everybody, but it can't just be about him. It needs to be followed through by the organization to surround him with players who can help him fulfill his dream of winning a championship.
Yes.
I'm not saying that he's a player that you can build around in terms of him being the A1 player. Maybe he will be one day.
Maybe.
But he is a guy. He's somebody that you need to build with and be mindful of his skill set and what he can bring for the future. But don't sell him short. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell the fans short like you've been doing by only gutting it to a certain point and then trying to work your way back up, which we've already seen fail. It's just
tear it all
insanity.
Yeah. And even to your point of, my God, like abandoning your plan A, but with no plan B or plan C. You're abandoning plan A and saying freestyle. Let's see what happens. That's insane.
Yeah, because he wants to reinvent the wheel, Dave. That's what you were saying.
No, he's absolutely right.
Have you ever tried to make a wheel out of a few cheese graters? And like,
actually, yes.
Have you ever tried? Like, it might work. You never know.
It might work.
They're kind of like tall trapezoids. They're spiky.
Yeah.
They'll probably puncture a hole or several in a tire, but you might make a tire out of it.
You know, I understand you guys like round, but have you ever tried triangle-shaped tires? Huh? Come on to the tough times. No plan.
I hear it's a very comfortable ride for the passengers.
They're gonna love it. It's the best. It makes no sense.
And that's the thing. You were saying, Drew, about like the two most sustained periods of success for this organization, or at least certainly since this ownership group came around, showed up right around the same time a young Michael Jordan was being drafted, because they did back in the 70s have that one team that made a conference finals run. But MJ, Derrick Rose, draft picks that you hit big on top of which it was MJ, he was amazing, the team was still bad, so you still have quality draft picks coming on the heels of MJ. That's how you work your way into getting Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant, the two most important complementary pieces. With Derrick, it was a little bit flipped because it was like the baby Bulls were doing what the Bulls as an ownership group always love to do. Hey, this team's kind of good and fun, and they fight hard, and some nights they win and some nights they lose, and maybe they overachieve. It's not going to get you to the finals.
Yeah.
And with that core of quality draft picks already assembled, Kirk Heinrich, Ben Gordon, Luol Deng, then you get lucky. Less than 2% chance. You bring Derrick Rose there. Mm-hmm. Also, Joakim shows up a year prior. Mm-hmm. Now you got a winning core.
Yeah.
And it's like AK sees that mold and even has, you said, like talked about that formula. And it was just like, I don't value draft capital. I don't value draft picks. Hey, Oklahoma City, I really like Josh Giddey. I want Josh Giddey. Give me Josh Giddey. Okay, cool. Can we have Alex Caruso? Yes. Yeah, sure. Would you like any picks with that?
I said Josh Giddey, sir.
We're the Thunder. This is like, would you like fries with that? Would you like a pick with that? We're the Thunder. We're McDonald's. We got a million of these freaking things.
Who wants fries? Only a fool wants some fries.
Like trying to cut down, no fries for me, thanks. I'm being good today. Just the junior cheeseburger.
Hold the cheese. Too much, guys. Just a little too much. It's truly, free, sir.
It is truly baffling.
It's like they got to get a player that forces their hand. That just makes it impossible for them to sit on their hands and not do anything.
Exactly.
And maybe Matas turns out to be that guy.
Maybe.
But you need to continue to bring in more Matases.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? More prospects.
Correct.
Because doing it the way they've been doing it is not a solution.
It's not a solution. It is adding to the problem that is already there. Go ahead.
Do you know what the other problem is, honestly? is that we only have 123 likes.
Oh,
I'm getting real frustrated.
I should have known that that's where you were going, Katie.
Anytime I
thought
ask
you were about
you,
to talk
no.
I
bull
for
hoops
real
with
was
us.
ready for it too. I was like,
my
oh, it's
response was
coming.
going to be like the other problem. What?
Like,
Inferring
ooh.
that there are only two?
Right. Like, she's
No.
got some
Problems
there.
everywhere.
Anytime I ask you a hypothetical question, you should know where I'm going.
Fair
but
point.
That's
it's,
true.
this
Fair
is
point.
ridiculous.
No, but sometimes you chime in with takes, and we like that.
Yeah, seriously.
You got
Sure.
good takes.
Well,
do have good takes.
my take right now is that there's
Your
200.
take right now is that you would like some more likes.
that
You
there's
need some more likes. Help her.
360 people watching,
Shout out
and
to
not
each and
even
every one of
half
you.
of them have liked.
Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all and please give her the likes. All of them. There you go. You saw what happened last time. You saw what happened last night. When you give the likes, you got something amazing that we will all remember and cherish for the rest of our days.
Rest of our days.
It was an amazing
Chris
time.
X saying, I hope Acme watches this show. I don't know if he does, but I'm guessing that maybe he has people who.
I'm about to say, word might get back.
Yeah. Like, what does Varys call them in Game of Thrones? His little birds? His little birds to come back and tell him things. I think
Little
AK has
birdie
birds.
to me. Little birdie.
Oh, well, I mean, it is in some weird way, again,
Mhm.
talking about the fact that we are going to hear AK speak tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is a once every 3 years event, y'all. And so regardless of what happens or does not happen between now and 2 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, we will get to hear him
Mhm.
do his best to explain why he has done the things he has done and not done the things he hasn't done.
And then we'll be angry again. This anger was thought over. Look, easy. I want Easy to come on in here. I just want you to show your face. Just show your
Easy
face.
cameo?
Just as
Easy
because the man
cameo,
came
here.
all the way over
Grab a
here from France. Go ahead and look at that. Look at them paws, man. Look at them paws right there. Come on in. Have a seat. How
What's up,
are,
guys?
How are you, sir?
The deep sigh.
Yeah, I mean,
You did that too earlier.
Yeah, I did. I
The
did
deep
do that.
sighs.
I did,
But you
man.
know what? AK is gonna speak tomorrow. I
Mm.
can say it for you. Yeah, there's a lot of stress, a lot of discussion, a lot of transaction, but hey, it wasn't enough, blah 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 blah. We know. We saw it already. We saw it 3 times, 4 times, every time.
Yeah.
I'm tired. You know the Bulls, that's my life.
Yeah, I do
That's
know
my
this.
life.
I know this, man. I know
And
this.
my life is torn away right now.
You're struggling this life. But you've been here and you went to a few games.
No, I'm so happy.
While you were
yeah,
here?
yeah, I'm so
Had
happy.
a good time while you were in there.
I got the Buzelis game, which I hope is gonna be like the start of the new Buzelis.
Yeah.
Like now he's more confident on his game. He knows like what kind of thing he can do. He's in the league now.
Yeah.
Okay. He passed this like the rookie like shyness or I don't know. So now
Mhm.
I'm fully. Well, how can I say that? I'm full in behind Matas Buzelis.
Fully invested. You're in.
Fully, yes.
He's in on him.
Yes.
And rightfully so. What was that for you? Like, why? Because again, you being a Bulls fan, a diehard like you are,
Yeah.
it's been tough sledding. So when the light actually shines on your face a little bit, what was that like for you to sit there live and watch that happen?
Well, it's like half and half. You know, I'm super happy,
Yes.
of course. And watching the game, I'm like, I want the Bulls to win, but at the same time, I want them to get the good pick. So
Yes.
yeah,
You're a smart man. Yes.
yeah. See this trophy over there?
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I didn't see you.
Yeah. I'll leave it there as a reminder. Right in this house, just a reminder. We saw 6 of these, and they were amazing to watch, man. Oh man! But a long trip. You came over. You're about to go back.
Yeah.
You know, you're over here with your group and just showing
So
them
7 days a week trip. Sorry,
7 days.
with 20 other French people
Ooh.
from the agency Sports US Travels.
Mhm.
So they're happy. That's for all of them. That's the first time in the United Center.
Mm.
They bought a lot of goodies. Sorry, Matt Peck, but that's what they did because the Bulls is like everybody loves the Bulls. So
Yeah.
they got the time of their life. So yeah,
That's good, man. Sounds like
good
fun
trip
things,
for
bro.
them.
It's a great trip, bro.
Yeah.
We always love when you come through. You already know you.
Well,
my
I got
guy.
2 things to do here. Watching the Bulls. Come here.
Yes, that's it. Them the 2.
Yeah.
And that's what he said. He hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, can I come by? I just want to watch the game with y'all, man." What? Absolutely, dude. Come through, like whenever. So you're always invited, sir. We always appreciate you, bro.
Thanks.
My
Thanks.
man.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to
Easy,
meet
ladies
you.
and gentlemen. Easy.
And he brought us some goodies too.
And he brought the goodies.
Man.
Yes, he did. Oh, yo, here's the funny thing. I'm glad you said that. Here's the hilarious thing. So he brought the treats, right? And we opened it up. I opened it up, the box, and I'm like, man, look at all, man, these cookies, and these look great. Double chocolate, triple chocolate, like stuff. Like, this look amazing, dog. Just the wine. Yo, yeah. Oh, the wine is from Frank. He cares about the wine. No. Look, I'm talking about the cookies, though.
Why didn't we open that bottle of wine? You gonna take that home and keep it for yourself?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it right here.
Okay.
No, it's staying right here. But we can open that tomorrow. We can do all that.
When 2 p.m. rolls
2
around,
p.m. rolls.
Yeah,
we're cracking that
We
bottle
crack
of
that bad
wine.
boy open, baby. Absolutely.
I'm gonna need a drink
Look at
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yo.
Katie still has a Blackhawks post-game show to do tonight.
Yes, she does. But
She's
dude,
gonna need that wine at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Wine
dude,
tomorrow.
I open the thing and I'm looking and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to bite into this. And I break it open and it's peanut butter in it. And you know I'm allergic to peanut butter.
Oh,
so I'm
gosh.
like, oh, can't eat this one. All right, great. I pull out the other one. I was like, ooh, full of chocolate. This is great. Open it. Crack it open. It's got nuts in there. You know I'm allergic to that too. And I'm like, okay, well, smells good.
Man.
I still have not had a French pastry because you know the last time I was there, I wasn't eating it. When we went to France. So
Right.
I
Oh,
didn't
yeah, because you
participate
gave
in it.
up food for a year. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Your hunger strike.
I do crazy things every year. Yeah. But yeah, so I still have yet to taste the proper French pastry.
So let me tell you, I know, Easy just said, I don't care about the cookies. It's the wine that's good. It's actually for France. Drink the wine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you found those cookies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big sweets guy. You know that?
Yes, I know.
I took a few bites of it. It's the size of a small asteroid. But it is delicious. I wrapped up the rest of it. I'm going to take it home and, have a bite per day for the next week. I was like, if I try to finish this whole cookie right now, I will have a heart attack and die.
And then started pounding salmon. Like, yeah, I'll be fine. Oh, man. They smell amazing, though. And yes, that wine will be cracked open. Red wine, I'm assuming? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That will be cracked open. So.
That's going to do it for
Good
those
stuff.
of you watching
Yes.
on our various streaming services. Thank you for tuning in. If you want the bonus coverage, head to allchgo.com. So as we wrap up here, gentlemen, and I know we didn't spend a lot of time talking about the game tonight, but like the deadline is in a little more than like 12 hours from now. Sometimes things take priority. And the Bulls did make a move tonight.
Yeah.
It wasn't trading somebody. It was firmly keeping somebody.
Yeah.
But, obviously you got to get the thoughts on the Jimmy trade and all that stuff. So, but just to kind of wrap things back around to tonight, the Bulls take an L. Matas plays okay in his first start. You got to wonder, was this the final signal that Billy sent to one Patrick Williams? Because Billy again explained it like, well, I wanted to see how Matas would handle an additional challenge on top of playing as well as he played last night. And just like he gave another different reason for when he brought Pat to the bench in the first place, it was, well, it's not about benching Pat. It's about the fact that, the Nugs are bringing Aaron Gordon off the bench, and I like them to spend their minutes on the floor together so that he can match up that way. So it's never with Billy, at least in his coach speak, been about benching Pat. Mm-hmm. But now there's two different explanations about two different players being in the starting lineup while Pat goes to the bench. Do you think that this trend is now firmly continuing, or might we not see? And, the reason it happened tonight is because Lonzo was resting on, one of the nights of a back-to-back. Mm-hmm. So it might not come up again for a while, but I find that curious that each time there was a decision about Pat starting or not starting, the explanation Billy gave was not about Pat or it being a coaching decision to move him to a bench role. It was about something else.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of the way it's going to go. And I think it really started not with that Denver Nuggets game, but the Toronto game where he sat him against Jakob Poeltl and Scotty Barnes, and then proceeded to do it again against Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware. Now he does it again tonight. I think it's just what it's going to be. I don't think Billy's trying to send any more messages. He's played Pat off the bench enough where it's just there's no message in that anymore, I don't think. And Pat doesn't seem to take it as, man, I'm doing this to light a fire under you. That's not how Pat seems to approach it anyway. So I think it's just Billy trying to find something that Pat can find a home in terms of a role and just kind of sticking with that. Sticking with his four guards or on the night like tonight, bringing the rookie in there. But Yeah, man, I don't think there's any more messages being sent. Not in terms of a role reduction or a change in role. Not with Pat. Not anymore.
How can you light a fire? But you shove some of those pocket warmers in his coat pockets. Those hand warmers. There is no lighting the fire with Pat. I think we've learned that at this point.
No, he's right. The message, the voicemail is full. There's no more messages to be sent. It's full, bro. It's nothing else to be said or sent to Patrick. It just is kind of what it is. You know what I mean? It's what it is. It's Patrick Williams, and there you go. Call it a day.
Andrew McKay in the comments saying, we appreciate you not talking about the game tonight. You're welcome. I kind of figured the vibe of the chat tonight would be like, yo, it's trade deadline eve. Who the hell cares that we lost the Wolves tonight? Shout out Lebowski5. Appreciate the love. Before we get out of here, let's shout out some super chats. Dave Mike, our guy, saying, back from Mex, back in the chat. Happy with Lonzo, happier with the laws, happiest with lots of modest minutes. FYI, expect Date Mike to perish tomorrow. Oh, dear. Oh, what's happening to Date Mike? Or is he just taking on another persona?
I think he's saying he's going to be disappointed in whatever the Bulls do or don't.
Oh, you went there. Okay.
That's how I'm taking it.
I thought it was like, we're going to, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Looks like that news just broke, by the way. Shams, just a minute ago, Pelicans have traded Brandon Ingram to the Toronto Raptors for Bruce Brown Jr., Kelly Olynyk, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick.
Good God.
Wow.
Katie's face.
They got a first and a second for Brandon Ingram, and we didn't get a pick for Zach?
We did get our own pick.
We got our own
No,
pick.
that's our pick. It doesn't count.
It wasn't our pick.
I'm sorry for screaming.
When that trade happened,
Never apologize.
it was the Spurs pick at the time.
Yeah.
It was our pick that they owned.
The front office may look at it as them getting 3 picks.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, that was depressing.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud.
It's necessary.
The final twist of the knife as we wrap up post game. Another big trade went down. Twiddling our thumbs. Okay, there were a couple other super chats we needed to shout out. Date Mike, I hope you don't perish tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love you, Date Mike.
See you tomorrow.
ISO Noah saying, shout out for the 1999 super chat. I won my parlay, and I'm not glad we lost, but it helps us with draft positioning, so it is what it is. Yes, you just explained why you are happy with this loss.
Yes,
ISO Noah.
thank you.
Also, glad Lonzo's still here. Glad Matas was in the starting lineup. Eager to see the new guys in the lineup. Fire show. Appreciate you.
Awesome that he was like, I won my parlay. I see why you got the 1999 there. You know what I mean? Put a little extra in there. We see
like
you,
that.
ISO. Shout out to you,
sharing
bro.
the winnings with us. We appreciate that.
Appreciate you, sir.
And our guy Jelly with a super chat. Much love to Jelly. Can we sneak Matt and a trash can full of hats into the AK press? You have no idea how much I wish, Jelly.
Yeah.
I have to behave. The few times a year they let me in the building,
It's true.
I behave myself.
Behave-ish.
I behaved.
Yeah,
On Derrick Rose night.
You did.
We were hanging out in fancy VIP people area. I behaved.
What?
He understood.
I did. I don't think it was this season's media day. I think 2 media days ago, I did throw a hat violently whilst we were doing a show from the Advocate Center.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah, it was fun stuff.
But I didn't do it while rage spewing negative things about people in the organization.
You are on your good behavior when you are at the Advocate Center or at these places.
We all know what it is.
Yes, but
They
you know why I say
begrudgingly let me in the building a couple times a year, and then I come back here and I yell at them from this chair.
ish. There's an ish there that I know. There's an ish.
I think it's a system that works for everybody.
It's been working well, and I think it should continue.
All righty. We will get out of here on that. I see our Blackhawks crew just made their way back in for the Madhouse. Again, shout out to Katie, working hard, working double time tonight. If you are not ready to go to bed yet and want some hockey talk, keep it right here on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel for CHGO Blackhawks postgame coming up right around the corner. Again, million thanks. Shout out and love to our guy Drew Stevens from the Bigs for coming through tonight.
Yes,
He
sir.
does great work.
Thank you.
He does great work.
Thank you.
We've been trying to make this happen for a while to get you back in here. Always good to see you. Appreciate
Same.
your work, genuinely.
Sure.
Man, you are dutiful with those injury report updates. Man. And I can log in and see those through the Bulls game note things. But you're screenshotting them and putting them out there on Twitter for everybody, so I can look at those instead of jumping through all those hoops.
I have a competition with Casey Johnson that he doesn't know about.
Oh, is that right?
I try to beat him to it. He has no idea.
Hey, well, if you are on the Bulls beat and you can beat Casey Johnson at something,
You're doing stuff.
stand on that.
You're doing some things.
Stand on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
Follow Drew_H_Stevens. Follow them at It's the Bigs. Check out their work. They do great stuff. Big Dave, of course, is at BAWL Sports. On Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. One more shout out to our guy, Easy. Hanging out with us tonight. Much love. Repping that international Bulls fan base. So Dave mentioned it, but just to kind of clarify, tomorrow, live trade deadline show, special time, 1:30 p.m. Central start. So we will be live for the last half hour before the buzzer rings. Mm-hmm. And then we will continue on and talk through an hour. Maybe we'll go a little extra if any deals come through at the last second.
Please.
And then, and I haven't even really told Dave this yet.
Okay.
But assuming you're cool with it.
Okay.
The rest of us discuss.
Oh my God, we forgot to ask him. Yeah.
There was a lot going on tonight. It's juggling a million things.
Done. It's okay.
AK's press conference scheduled for 3 p.m. Central.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably going to wrap up our live trade deadline show, take a breath. We will sit here at the office and watch AK's press conference. Mm-hmm. We'll all hear what he has to say. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to hop back on and do a bonus episode for y'all, immediate reaction to what AK has to say in that press conference.
Yeah.
Because then we're off Friday and then Bulls play Saturday night, so we won't talk to you again until Saturday night. We felt that's too long to go between hearing from AK and coming back in these chairs and yelling about what he said.
Well, no, just to say it, I was following along in Slack. I saw all that.
Okay, cool. We did not communicate it directly with each other's faces.
I understood it. I saw it and cool. That's it.
So that's the plan. 2 shows for y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Deadline and then post AK press conference. Mm-hmm. And then we'll all take a nap.
Just in case. And some wine.
Yes.
And some Sam Adams light. All of it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the comments, for the super chats, for all the likes. We appreciate it each and every time you tune in, and we appreciate the love and the support. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Try and get some sleep tonight. See you right. Be good.
Peace and love, y'all.
We all silly like the mayor.